everybody, it's John from our Hodgepodge Homestead. It's July 22nd. Had overcast, kind of not too crappy today, but I figured that I would get some things preserved. I started out with a 50-pound bag of long grain rice. This was 20 bucks at Sam's Club. Now, I prefer not to shop at Sam's Club because I don't think I should have to pay anybody to shop at your store. Granted, I know that I get all my money back with my first couple times going there. It's just something I've always had in my head. I won't do it, but my kids have a membership, so they get it for me. Anyway, back to the rice. My wife's grandparents died, and I was fortunate enough to pick up a whole bunch of old blue Paul mason jars. These have been in a box for probably 25, 30 years out in this barn. Ice cold temperatures in the winter, really hot in the summer, for 30 years. I just wasn't willing to risk these going in a pressure canner. Water bath canner maybe, but so I decided to use them for all of my dry canning goods. We dry all our beans and whatnot. So I decided that it's time that I get some rice stored. Rice is cheap, it lasts a long time, it's a good filler, and in case something goes wrong in this world, worse than it already has in 2020, which really wasn't that bad, it's good to have. So one thing I really want to tell you, an important thing is, I did all my blue jars I had, and two of them kept popping on me. So I really looked at the lid a little closer, and I felt this because I always feel my lids, but there are two little chips on this. They failed. Now, if you try to do that in a pressure canner with any mason jar, you're going to have something go wrong in that jar. So always check your lids really well, make sure they're perfectly smooth. One little imperfection, kick it aside, put change in it, put something else in it. But two of these did not work for me today. So I'm going to the Old Faithful, our mason jar stores. What we're using today is Food Saver. This is regular mouth size. It's right here. They also make one for wide mouth. We have that one too, but I'm using I like to put all my meats and big old tomatoes in my wide mouths. These I can pour right out. Each jar will hold 4 servings. We typically do, that's 4 cups for these jars. Typically we do 2 to 3 cups whenever we make rice. I think we're just gonna go to 4 cups. It's simple, and we can eat it for a couple days afterwards, throw some butter on it, whatever. But I don't really care for potatoes that much, so rice is kind of my filler for potatoes. Anyway, let's start this process. What we're doing is I got a bag of diatomaceous earth, and I'm gonna put just a little bit in the bottom of the jar, just about like that. Rice carries a lot of boll weevils, and I don't really have the room to put a 50-pound bag of rice in my freezer for 3 or 4 days to kill all those boll weevils or any other bug that might be in your rice. So the diatomaceous earth does that for you. All right, got my strainer, or my funnel, and again, it's right about 4 cups. And I put the leftover rice in this bowl just because it was getting hard to get out of the bag. This is actually my second go at this morning because I film myself, and I film myself the wrong way. Never think to go sideways with that phone. Okay, so there I've got my jar filled up. Tap it a little bit. Now this is another thing I do, and the canning police are probably going to get me for this one, but this bag says used, not good for canning. Okay? Pressure canning, water bath canning, yeah. But this process, you can reuse these for the dry canning. I've got beans that I've had canned this way for probably 3 years down there in our cellar, and they're still solid as a rock. Okay, you take your sealer and you pop it over, and you want to get it down there tight. You know when you do this right, just as quickly as you know when you do it wrong. You take the rubber gasket on the bottom of the sealer, it fits right in there pretty good, and you press the button. Now right away you hear that I know that I'm good on my jar. Just like your Food Savers. Okay, there we go. That tells me I'm almost done. There. I think my lid might have popped, but we'll see. Nope. Look, holding it by the lid. They're in there. Now I shake it a little bit to get that diatomaceous earth going. When you use the suction cup, it pulls that diatomaceous earth up into your rice too, but you want to put it down on the bottom first, otherwise you get all that dust and stuff up in here, and you don't want that. We just got this. This is the first day we've used it. The directions say you want to charge it for 24 hours before use. That really gives a good charge on a battery, and they say it makes the battery last longer. Okay, I'll put this over where we're doing them, and let me show you how much we made so far. This is out of one 50-pound bag. There's 504 servings in a 54-pound bag. So right now I've got 43 jars. I'll probably end up with 44 or 45 when I'm done. So, here at the Hodgepodge Homestead, we like dry canning our rice, and you guys should too. See you later. Okay, so guys, I'm done canning my rice, dry canning it. I got, from 100 pounds of rice, 2 50-pound bags, 1,008 servings of rice. I got 59 quarts dry canned with rice today. Took me about an hour and a half. And you want to talk about getting to a point where you feel accomplished for the day. Look at that accomplishment right there. Yeah. $59 quarts. That's pretty good. See you later.